Well, good evening and welcome to the program. My name is Emmanuel Ouma, and tonight we want to take a look and have a discussion on one of the Kenya's most defining moment, the promulgation of the Kenyan Constitution 2010, which took place on August the 27th. Earlier this week, the president proclaimed that the 27th of August will be the day that Kenyans will take stock on what are the misses, the hits that came along with our constitution. Today, we want to take a look at where are we today? What can we do moving forward with some of the proposals that are being floated in the table? And of course, with me to discuss this issue is Mr. Brian Nyabwanga, who is a student leader. Thank you, Brian, for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much to invite for me.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Moses Nyanduga, who is a student leader at JKUAT and a regular policy commentator. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
Now, I want to start with you, Mr. Moses. Yes. What does the Constitution of Kenya mean to you as a citizen of Kenya?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. The Constitution of Kenya, just like any other constitution of any foreign country, means a lot. In this case, as a goodwill citizen of the Republic of Kenya, the Constitution, which is the basic foundation of the rule of law in this country, defines hope, defines the structure we have for good governance, and defines the kind of transformation in this country. As a young person, I'll say, the Constitution defines a rule of law, which we as the people and our leader in general must comply with for us to have a transformation, to have a development-oriented society, and to have we ourselves living in harmony with nature in times currently and the time to come.
Now, this is a wonderful introduction, and I want to bring Brian here. Do you believe or at least see that the government of the day has complied with the Constitution as it is today?
Yeah, of course, because as when you look from a given angle, you see that this Constitution has an impact. As an, it governs us, at least we live in a certain democracy. Yeah.
And for example, the judiciary has been there have been a lot of hands pointed at the judiciary and the executive and even parliament, of course. So in a wider view, what percentage would you give, so for example, the executive in terms of adhering to the rule of law?
Of course, they are trying somehow, because when you are looking the way they are implementing laws and then the way they are controlling Kenyan to be in a certain way today, I think they are doing a good job. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Mr. Moses, I want you to get in here. Going with what is happening in the country, do you believe that our constitution probably gave us, for example, now devolution, and we heard that there are talks that probably we need to change the number of devolved units and what do you call it? The county governments are one of the things that were floated a lot. Do you believe that probably whatever His Excellency Raila Odinga is proposing is the right thing currently?
I'll not only disagree with the proposals of Raila Amolo Odinga. At the same time, I'll condemn, in fact. Raila Amolo Odinga was at the epicenter of constitutional discussions, way down from 2 or 3. You remember when we had the Yashpal Gai Constitutional Review Committee?
Yes.
From there, we had the Kilifi draft, of course, which was defeated in the 2005 referendum. We had the Mwai, the draft, which led us to now the Bomas draft, the Wako draft, which led to the Bomas. I'll say that reduction currently of the number of the devolved units is no longer a solution. Remember, one of the objectives which has been successfully served by the counties in this country is equity, getting what you deserve, and again equality, treating us equally. Remember, without the counties, or with reducing the number of counties, you are trying to take us back to a situation when the president at the national level was defining and determining the kind of development in every part of the country.
But it seems that they're just reducing, they're not moving away.
They're reducing, but even with the concept of reduction, we must have a strong baseline foundation. Remember, we had a time whereby even in the northeastern region, there was no tarmac road. In some of the northeastern regions, there were no hospitals. But as a result of devolution, we are today seeing this. So reducing is no longer one of the priorities currently. I think, we have not yet successfully implemented the 2010 Constitution when it comes to now devolved unit, the devolution.
Yes.
So I think we must probably implement this Constitution first. Then after that, we can sit down now with the political class and the will of the people to see some of the recommendations moving forward.
Oh, this is nice. And I would like you to come in. Do you agree with whatever your colleague is saying in terms of reduction, that he doesn't see it as a good thing right now?
Of course, for now, when you see somehow the way they distribute some projects,
yes,
then you see like there's some places that are left behind.
Okay.
And there is some places that they are taking some advantage because of some, let me say, some leadership are coming from there.
Yeah. But we have the counties. I mean, the counties do get money on a daily basis. Do they spend them correctly, or
somehow they are taking some advantage, then there's some inaccountability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And Mr. Moses, just come in here. Now that devolution is one of the biggest hits, especially with the Constitution of Kenya 2010, what are some of the misses that probably we don't have currently?
Some of the misses, I'll say that, in fact, devolution was for the public good of the people. And I'll say currently, in some of the regions, devolution has succeeded.
Yes.
A very good case study, to be sincere, is Kiambu County and Murang'a County. If you go there, you see the work these governors are doing.
Yeah.
In fact, they're doing better than even president. They're changing the lives of people. But some of the counties have turned to be premier leagues for looters, whereby you just go, whether you are a governor, you steal public funds, and you escape without anything. For instance, I can't name a specific county, but Mr. Emmanuel, all of us are not visitors from Jerusalem in this case. And we know some of the countries whereby some of the governors, even today as we speak, they do have corruption cases. And that's when the Constitution of Kenya defines the division of responsibilities and roles between the national government and the county government. As much as I give credit to some of the county government, I'll say again, when it comes to the Constitution of Kenya, there are some of the misses, of course, which we must correct. Like, for instance, when it comes to education.
Yes.
Education should be primarily the role of the national government, whether the early childhood education, so that we can have a unit of course which can be trusted. With education, the early childhood education being devolved, it's leading to systemic injustice. Okay. For instance, you cannot compare a kindergarten student, a kindergarten pupil, of course, in Kiambu County to that of Busia County.
Why? They live in
this now the differences.
Yeah.
If you have moved around all these counties, not around all, but majority of the counties,
yes,
you'll realize that there are some of the counties where quality of life is better, and that's the truth. That is why when you come here, even in Nairobi, you'll find a kindergarten with 5 buses. but you go to a high school in some of the parts, a high school, of course, which is more than 30 years old, but they don't even have a single school van. What does this tell you?
Yeah.
It tells you that as much as we are talking about devolution and anything to do with education, let's have a plan. Let's have a concrete system whereby the education to just be a primary role of the government, the national government, of course, so that we avoid all this. Another miss where we are supposed to correct is when it comes to healthcare system.
Yes.
I think it has reached a point whereby the continued protest by nurses in some of the countries can tell you messes in some of these countries. So the healthcare system, again, should primarily be the role of the national government as well as agriculture. You cannot tell us the counties have been given the role and mandate to, you know, employ agriculture extension officers. With the high level of corruption in some of these counties, that is why you see some of the counties like Muranga highly succeeding even in terms of agricultural production, while some of the countries, instead of improving, they're declining in terms of that.
Mr. Brian,
Yes.
what are some of the things that probably, as you like, were to be addressed by the Constitution of Kenya, but they haven't been?
For example, for now, I can agree with my colleague that is concerning education.
Yes, yes.
Education is the system of this country.
Yes.
Everyone needs to be well educated.
Definitely.
When you look at it and you find somehow let's say some kids, like in higher living standards, they are going in a different way, and yet us that are in the humble families, we are in the somehow, like, let me say, we are using village schools. You see that? So let me say that government needs to invest more in education. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And probably one of the biggest hits as far as this constitution is concerned was the coming up with the Bill of Rights. And one of the bills of rights is the freedom of expression and association. Do you think that this has been respected by the state, Mr. Brian?
Of course, it isn't, because when you see like last Maandamano,
yes,
you see like these people, they deny rights. For example, that Maandamano, in the bits of rights, we have rights to be alive. So you see that.
Yes.
So like, it is like you feel they are denying us the right to be expressed, the right to say what is we need. As you see for now,
yes,
as youths, we are well educated and we are learned people.
Yes.
And we know the constitution well. You see that?
Yeah.
So, for example, we need us to be very, very exactly to be held, and then to have a right to express ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mr. Moses, to what extent has these rights of, especially the rights that are enshrined in the Bill of Rights, been promoted by the government?
Yes, I'll say this, and Mr. Emmanuel, you know I do love proverbs. And I'll give you a Gabonese proverb that says that the feathers of a dead eagle can't protect you for long. And this is the reason. Number one, we must acknowledge the fact that the Kenya Kwanza regime, led by President William Ruto, in fact, it constitutes of people, majority of whom who rejected the 2010 Constitution. Constitutional amendments, of course. So, you know, you cannot give somebody who doesn't believe in your philosophy to promote it and protect it. If President William Ruto doesn't believe in 2010 Constitution, and some of the recommendations by the Kofi Annan after the post-election violence, then we don't expect him to promote it. The Kenyan government has never, and I believe will never, protect the Bill of Human Rights.
Why say that? That's a very
this is the reason now. We took it to the state last year while fighting injustice and inequality in this country. What was the result? Young people just like me, and of course I'm not much special than them, they were killed. Even today, as I speak to you now, I believe within a circumference of 2 kilometers, you must find somebody who was once assaulted by Kenya police, and this police escaped without any kind of consequence. If we want to reason that the government can protect the Bill of Human Rights, was killing people like Albert Ojwang protecting the human rights, was killing people like Toto Pendo, was shooting that journalist last year in Nakuru who was just covering, you know, which is again the freedom of the media. Was that justice? These people, the ghost schools we have in this country, is it a right? If we say any Kenyan student has a right of going to school, but now you come, take the money meant for this child, direct it into a ghost school. Is it a manner maybe of respecting the constitution? The Bill of Rights states very well, you have a right to live.
Yes.
How many people are dying in the hands of Kenya police every year or every month in this country? And these police officers will go away without kind of consequence. But
we have IPOA, they're saying they're taking the process and making sure that they hold their police to account.
IPOA states itself to be an independent institution, but all these committees and institutions calling themselves independent in this country, I'll say all of them are political organizations. If IPOA was independent, then today, people like Albert, their family would be reigning in justice. If IPOA was an independent body, then those people who killed young people last year, still killing them today.
Yes.
Because we are living in a country whereby you can go to the CBD, you ask Kenya police that you can help me find direction to maybe Afya Center. They'll ask you for ID cards. If you don't have that ID card, they'll probably arrest you. When you have a luggage from the bus station, anywhere, they'll come and ask you in Swahili, we kijana umebeba nini hapa? In fact, they'll force you to open that luggage of yours.
But that's inspection.
Yes, it's a good thing. But if it's inspection, then why are they wasting your time? And in case if they find anything like food stuff or whatever they can take, they'll force you. I'm a victim of that.
Okay, no problem. Just hold it there. And of course, we're still with Mr. Moses Nyanduga, who is a student leader at JKUAT, and Mr. Brian Nyambwaga, who is a student leader at Kenyatta University, to give us whatever they think as youth, the heartbeat of the nation, in as far as the Constitution of Kenya 2010's milestone are concerned. We're taking a short break here at the Insight. Don't go too far. We're still here with much.
I'm a grade 4 student at Waridi Utawala School. When I grow up, I like to be a supermodel, a doctor, a dermatologist, so that I can advise little children to deal better with their skin problems.
When was the first time ulianza sasa when was the first time you got your first title? Do you prefer painting, drawing, or playing outside?
Drawing.
Drawing. Oh, you also like to draw?
Dear future Aurelie, I'm advising you that to do better on your exams, to care for people, to care about yourself, and do good things. And if you have an opportunity, do it. Any opportunity, even if it's from modeling, dancing, singing, anything.
Welcome to
Fun Dance Class.
Today we will continue learning about Jingle Bell Rock. Friends, first you cross your arm and put it on top of your head, and as you go in left side, you open it, then you come back to your place.
And then you make your leg 90 degrees And then as you put your legs until 90 degrees, you need to jump a bit. 1, 2. Then as you jump a bit, you need to stretch your hands downwards.
Everywhere, GBS.
Well, thank you so much for staying with GBS Television, and this is The Insight. I am Emmanuel Ouma. Still with me is Mr. Moses Janduga, student leader JKUAT. Thank you so much for staying with us. And Mr. Brian Nyabwanga, student leader Kenyatta University. Thank you, gentlemen, for staying with us. And we're talking about devolution, especially 15 years. Has it brought services to the people? Has it lived up to its vision, Mr. Brian?
Yeah, thank you. When I look for this in the living standards,
Yes.
we see there some are left behind,
Yes.
and some are richer, are getting richer. So in the Constitution,
Yeah.
I think it is not making in a running way
Okay.
that to pack up every Kenyan to be somewhere in the living standards. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Mr. Moses, even before the dust settles on devolution, we are speaking about reduction of the same. But leaving that aside, do you think devolution has lived up to its mission?
Yes, I'll say, kwa Kiswahili we say hata kama kitu ni kabaya lazima iwe kazuri kadogo. And I'll say that for some of the counties, devolution has lived up to its objective and of course has achieved a lot. Like, I love using these two examples because they represent governors of transformation.
Okay.
Kiambu County and Murang'a County. Yes, truth be told, the former presidents and even the current presidents, majority of the presidents we've had have prioritized some of the regions as compared to others. However, when it comes to devolution, like I said, when it comes to agriculture sector, early childhood education, and even healthcare at county level, some of the counties have successfully implemented the ideas and the mandate of the Constitution, while other counties have not, of course, because there are some of the counties when you move just around, the only thing you can see, young pupils studying under the trees. Is it, constitutionally right? Probably no. There's some of the counties when you go, doctors are every day on strike. After 1 month, they go again. And you'll realize some of the countries, in fact, they started well. But the problem we have in this country is number one, politics of corruption, whereby if I'm a party leader, I'll choose somebody with money. I'll give you ticket now, you go and be a governor of a certain county. Then I expect you to pay me back after you winning election. So some of these countries are just, like I said earlier, the Premier League of corrupt leaders, while some of them have successfully implemented the objectives of the Constitution.
Now, moving forward, one of the most contentious issues, Brian, is in the implementation, of course, of the Constitution, is the 2/3 gender rule. We are not yet there. Why do you think so? Yeah, the Parliament tried to pass that third gender rule. It didn't. We are still in the woods.
Because I think there is some, let me say, although there's some corruption inside, there's some cartels, so it can't pass it. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think that the 2/3 gender rule is not implementable, or it hasn't been implemented?
Yes, before I answer you directly, I'll take you back to history a little bit. We have got some of the women leaders who successfully, in fact, implemented their objectives and promoted the true spirit of good governance in this country. The late Phoebe Asio is an example. The late Grace Ogot is an example. I'll say that at a time when the role of women in leadership was greatly undermined, not only in Kenya, but in the African continent, we saw some strong, bold, intelligent women leaders who took the front seats. Even as I speak to you today, we have got some of the examples like Martha Karua. Remember, even the positions of women rep we have today, this is the brainchild of Martha Karua. In the year 2007, Martha Karua had sponsored a bill in the parliament to automatically render 50% of the seats to women so that they can be appointed directly. And this led now to the 47 women rep positions we had today. Historians, especially those who delve much into subaltern theory, will tell you that the problem we have with women again is one. Yeah. You cannot sit down and expect others to empower you. It is your role and responsibility to empower yourself. Okay. And therefore, if we empower you without recognizing your ability to empower yourself and irredeemably not recognizing your little effort you are bringing to the table, then that kind of empowerment won't succeed. In the year 2020, the then Chief Justice David Maraga, in fact, advised President Uhuru Kenyatta to dissolve Parliament because it failed to, in fact, achieve the two-thirds gender rule. We never saw this into coming, by the way, and in fact, it saw a very big rift between the judiciary and the executive. However, the role of women in leadership continues to stabilize as the day continues. And my encouragement and maybe my advice to Kenyan women is, take the front seats. Nobody will come and rescue you. It's your responsibility within the constitutional provisions at least also to work towards transformational governance in this country as people like Martha Karua have done it before, and it shall successfully succeed.
This is good, and I want to take this conversation forward. One of the contentious issues or rather chapters is the chapter of leadership and integrity. The Constitution expects one who holds a state office or a public office to behave a certain way. Do you think that some of the leaders that we have lived up to that, or they have steered away from that?
Some, they tried to be aligned with that constitution, yet some I didn't. Because as a leader, it is the main responsibility is to serve, not to use power to rule publics. You see that? So I can say it is half of it.
No, 50-50. All right, Mr. Moses, do you believe that the chapter of leadership and integrity, is it applicable to the country, the leaders of the country?
Not at all, and this is the reason. Moving towards 2022 general election, we saw some of the candidates, of course, being approved by the IBC. Well, they had cases of educational, in fact, misconduct, whereby we used to say some are fake degrees, some sponsored what and what. At the same time, we saw several people, of course, being vetted and approved by the IEBC to contest for various positions, yet they had corruption cases. Even as I speak to you now, the Chapter 6 of the Constitution, leadership and integrity, has been assaulted after sham cover of activities and events in this country in the name of politics, kujuana. And the cause is this. You know, corruption in this country escalates to an extent. It's not only concentrated within the judiciary, within the executive and legislature. We do have got some of the forces within. You know, that is why I do say that Kenya is no longer a democratic country. We are working in between kleptocracy, which is a government led by thieves. We are working in between kakistocracy, led by the very worst. We are also working in between plutocracy, a government where power belongs to the wealthy and rich. We are also working in between fascism, one leader, anarchy. We are working all, in fact, we are a brand of all this. This is the reason. Today, if you want to be a president in this country, they won't have a look at Chapter 6 of the Constitution. You'll see a situation whereby even the media will give you a credit when the tycoons approve you. It means there is something in between. What is there a secret when tycoons approve somebody to be a leader? That is plutocracy. It means there are some of the rich people somewhere sitting down, whereby they're the ones distributing power. You see church people approving you that this is the candidate for the church. That is theocracy, whereby the priest and the divine leaders are giving us direction. So I'll say, as the parliament stands today, should I be the president today, I'll dissolve parliament. As a result of gross misconduct and gross violation of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. When you see a parliamentarian saying that, my time when I was serving as the MP of this and this sub-county, we were being given money to host the majority leader. Is that not a gross misconduct? It is. When you see a cabinet minister, has been found in a graft and a corruption case, that is a gross violation. I think the Constitution as it is, the Chapter 6, has been overrun by events. It doesn't matter whoever overruns it. It doesn't apply in the leadership structure from the county, the MCS to the president. And if the president is quite sure, I saw the other day when he was warning the parliamentarians about corruption, he should start, and in fact, he should be the first person to resign. I'll say it like that.
But if you resign, you're running away from responsibility, right?
No. If you resign, you're not running away from responsibility. This is the reason. When you read history, we had a Tanzanian president whom I'm not going to call out his name in this case. He once resigned as a minister. That never prevented him from being elected to be the president. In Japan again, we had somebody who was once elected a president, but during his time as a minister, he resigned. The reason being, for the Tanzanian one, he said, I can't be the minister in this case. For example, if you're a minister of road today, people are dying on the road, not because maybe of passengers' misconduct, or maybe of drivers' carelessness, or any other thing. But people are dying on the roads daily because you compromise the quality, because you want to steal cash. If the budget for road construction is 10 billion, you want to steal 8 billion, then now you want to do things, you just want to cover things carelessly.
I think Ms. Brian should come here.
Yes.
So what again should we do in respect to promoting leadership and integrity, the culture of leaders being accountable to the people?
For me, I can say they need to be, for now, the Kenyans need to warn them, then let's say to give them some, to be in somehow to obey the Constitution and then to implement it.
Implementation.
Yeah.
Just as I think Mr. Baraga says, follow the rule of law and nothing more. Will that be a good thing, Mr. Moses?
I don't believe follow the rule of law. That should be the final statement.
Yeah.
As I said, Kenya calls itself a democratic country, though this is just true on a paper. But things on the ground, we are not. I believe the society doesn't need such much outline and even democratic leaders. I believe the society needs a wise shepherd who can just show us a direction, whether democratically elected or by virtue of any reason is now the head of state.
Yeah.
A very good country is Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore saw a problem in the society. And sometimes I fail to understand our African leaders. Some of them, at that time now, the AU was saying, reinstate the democratically elected president and the military should go back to the barracks.
But that's what should happen.
No, that should not happen. Because if the people of that country have not aired out any interest, in condemning this kind of, we say that when you read the book of Plato, The Republic, it says that is how we define various republics.
Yeah.
Kenya is a democratic country. And of course, for you to rule, if good, just go the democratic way.
Yes.
There are some of the countries whose foundation is based on coup d'etats.
Yeah.
A good example is Uganda. A good example is Mali. They have history of that. And now for our country, yes, it's a democratic country. I'll say the rule of law is there. And it should not be the final in this case because it has not been respected and implemented. How can Mr. Maraga, of whom I respect for many reasons, tell us that just follow the rule of law and this is final. For that case, I disagree. Because the rule of law itself, even when he was the Chief Justice, there was still corruption in judiciary. When he was the Chief Justice, very many people were still being killed. He being the leader of judiciary, he never sentenced all these people, some of them. So I believe we should follow the rule of law, yes, but to a certain extent. The society needs a serious outline led by people with vision who can show us the direction, the good direction for us, which is in the public interest of the people.
Now, just on that note, there are a lot of things that are happening, especially in the wake of our new constitutions. We had change of leadership, we have protests, we had everything in between there. But what is the role of the young people in making sure that our constitution holds or stands, Mr. Brian?
Yes. When you look at young people,
yes,
they are trying to empower the constitution because they know when they read every day the constitution at ease.
Yes.
So I can say these young people, they are trying to tell the government that they are wako macho.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are on the lookout.
Yeah.
Mr. Musa, what is the role of the youth in making sure that our constitution stands, isn't dissipated by any kind or anyone?
Yes. Chapter 1 of the Constitution talks about sovereignty of the people and supremacy of the Constitution.
Yes.
Article 1 of the Constitution states very clearly, the sovereign power belongs to the people. And therefore, it is not only a primary responsibility of young people, but their constitutional mandate to protect, uphold, and respect the Constitution. I'll say the events we have seen in the wake of the so-called Gen Z,
yes,
of which I'm an active member, of course, I demonstrated. We took it to the street, supported by Article 1 of the Constitution. Power belongs to the people. And therefore, it's the primary responsibility of each and everyone, not only young people, the elderly, the children, and people of varying age groups and age groups. I'll say our role is one. We must first be accountable to our leaders. If a leader isn't performing, in our Constitution, it states the circumstances under which a member of parliament may be recalled. Let the young people follow that route. For every seat from MCA to president, in a manner they deem responsible and they deem necessary for them, once it just comply with the provisions and mandates of the Constitution. And therefore, the young people of this country must stand very uphold. The young people of this country must protect the Constitution. And the young people of this country must also follow the rule of law. In some, as we protest, the rule of law doesn't allow us to destroy other people's businesses.
Definitely, you can't destroy other people. Just on this constitutional issue, we always say that the Constitution is a work in progress. It is not perfect. Of course, it is one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. But are there some of the chapters in the Constitution or the articles that if you, Brian, had the power and the ability, you could change or amend?
Yes, of course. When you look the Constitution of Public Finance, you see like when the bill is amended and drafted, you see it is just, there is no, the government needs to take the public participation, at least us in the lower class, at least we agree or we disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Moses, what are some of the chapters or the articles in the Constitution that if you had the ability, you would amend or initiate an amendment?
Yes. Should I be in a position of authority today? I'll first do something on chapter 6 of the Constitution. Because to say the truth, it is there, it's a good thing. And it's supposed to be amended. We should have an article in chapter 6 of the Constitution, which states very well, if you don't meet the eligibility requirement for you running for a certain, contesting of course,
Okay.
for a certain public position, then under no any given, whether by court authority or whichever kind of institution, then you should not vie. Because this, in fact, this is the chapter which has led us to all these messes. I'll also work on the responsibilities, powers, and the functions of the president.
Yeah.
I believe the president, even should I be the president today,
Yes.
I won't have the power to recommend judges for promotion. It doesn't make judiciary totally independent.
Yes.
And you saw this during President Uhuru Kenyatta's reign, when there was that issue of 40 judges.
Yes, yes.
If you're the president, you recommend judges for promotion, then it means, in quotes, the judiciary is no longer independent. You have a upper hand. At the same time, the IEBC, should I be in authority of power today, we should no longer have a situation whereby the president will also recommend officials to form the commissions for vetting and appointing IEBC commissioners. You know, because the only thing which is happening in this case is one.
Yes.
The president, you'll go and appoint your friends that you go form that committee and appoint so and so to be the chair or to be a commissioner. And the last thing, if you allow me, Mr. Emmanuel,
Yes, yes,
I'll
just-
do.
yeah.
The
Tell us.
chapter of independent commissions and institutions.
Yes.
I'll ensure all these bodies are independent in this manner. As the president, I'll just give them the role to form within, amongst themselves, a financial committee so that they don't, in fact, rely much on the provisions of the national treasury
Yes.
for their funding. It's just a matter of calling the treasury that now this is the resolution, give us fund. And on that note,
Okay.
I'll say the independent institutions in this country are not truly independent until we come to a situation whereby financially they'll be independent. As much as the national treasury will issue this, they must not go to state house to beg for them to be given cash, because that is their right.
All right. And on that note, by the way, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission just announced that they will be rolling the continuous voter registration. And on that particular note, we want to take a short break once again. Here, still with me is Mr. Moses Nyanduga and Mr. Brian Nyabuanga to help us discuss these issues, especially post the 2010 Constitution. Don't go too far. Stay with us.
Leviticus chapter 4, verse 27 to 31.
You know, when we stand before God, we cannot go before God with our own thoughts, because our thoughts are completely different from the thoughts of God.
Everyone, I want to ask you a question. Do you know the true way to receive the forgiveness of sin?
A student can transition from other curriculums, such as the Kenyan CBC curriculum, the Pearson EdExcel curriculum, and the IB curriculum, to the Cambridge curriculum.
Everywhere GBS.
Now thank you so much for staying with the GBS television. This is The Insight, and we are still discussing matters, the 2010 Constitution. And here with me still is Mr. Moses Nyanduga, student leader at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, and Mr. Brian Nyambwaga, student leader at Kenyatta University. Thank you both gentlemen for still staying with me. Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is one of the independent institutions in our constitution. And you realize that they just announced that they will roll out the continuous voter registration. Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, I'll say for the goodwill of the people.
Yes.
And towards preparation for the 2027 election, general election, of course, it's a good thing. And, you know, but now the problem is one, You know, somebody may reason maybe as young people, our work is to just condemn everything, resist, no. But remember, once bitten, twice shy. Even as they roll the voters card and the voters registration, let us not go back to the 2022 voter registration scheme, where we saw some of the ghost schools in Baringo, our polling stations. You know, there's some of the problems in this country, I think. I don't know the kind of problem we have, of course, but now it's a good initiative, and let them do it in a very transparent manner. Let us do not destabilize other regions when it comes to registration, so that we can have voter apathy, or we can have a calculated move towards dividing votes from some regions. And also, let us do not underestimate and overestimate the registered number of voters from various regions of the country. Let's do it in a neutral, independent manner.
Brian, what's your thoughts on that? The rollout of the continuous voter registration by the IEBC, considering that we are just 2 years shy from the election, 2027.
So I can say, for me, the photo of registration, they live until we reach 2027.
But okay, we have that mass voter registration that will be done, of course, when we near election. But one of the mandates is that they do a continuous voter registration continuously. You understand? So it hasn't been done for quite some time because the IBC was not in place. Now we have the IBC, and now they are rolling out. I think the communication came out today or yesterday, I'm not sure. But what is your thoughts on that? Is it a good thing? Is it something that has been, has it been done too late or something like that?
Of course, it's not too late.
Yes.
And then it's something, it is gone.
It's nice. And Mr. Moses, you can come in here. Why now? Well, it could have been because we had the IBC at the time before Chebukati team left. They could have done that continuous voter registration, but they're doing it now. Why?
Yeah, I'll say from the time when Chebukati and his commissioners left IEBC, let me say for around 2 years, we've not had any kind of functional IBC. And I'll say this time is right, and it is timely, of course, for voter registration. Remember, we are in the month of August, end of August, of course. We only have 2026 to 2027. We need to plan early so that some of the problems we've been seeing, whereby we have few months to election, we do have some of the polling stations and registration changing in there. Then that is why they come now with the so-called electronic system and whatever. Let's do it for even up to 1 year. Let's just start it early and do it in a very orderly manner. And let's not the politicians, please, interfere with the occasion. Because at this time is when you'll find a politician, of course in the opposition maybe, claiming that the government has planted IBC or commissioners to underestimate his votes. And again, from the government side, they'll also try to play some of the cards. So I'll congratulate IBC for choosing this time. It is very timely and rightly to have voter registration at this time. They, as the IEBC, in this case, they are acting as lions. They have the power of the giants. They can choose the power they have, or rather they possess, to create or destroy everything we have had.
Okay, and just on the election still, we still have some by-elections that are coming up on the 27th of November, numerous for that matter. And in the wake of that, we have been seeing a lot of political activities and political intolerance. The latest case was yesterday when the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka was in Tharaka Nithi County, and he did have a very hostile reception there. As Kenyans, can we shun away from divisive politics? Must we be hostile to everyone because we differ with them politically? Mr. Moses?
Yes, I'll say as a country we are supposed to move forward and at least be modern people.
Yeah.
Politics of intolerance has ravaged this country, of course, for a good number of decades.
Yes.
The first one being in 1969, of course, which led to several massacres in Kisumu. And moving forward up to today, we've seen this. And you'll realize all these are just politically instigated, in fact, chaos, whereby if I know very well I'm a politician,
yes,
I have a ground in this region, then I don't want my opponent, of course, to gain traction where I come from.
Yeah.
And you'll find during the by-election, of course, moving towards the by-election, the by-election we are going to have is a litmus paper on how the 2027 general elections shall be, in fact, the activity itself in general shall be accounted for. From both the side of the government and from the side of the opposition, as well as voter registration and turnout. If we mess with this by-election, we the people, by not turning out to vote, we are going to have leaders we don't desire. If the government fails on their side by not providing security, of course the Kenya police do not provide security. Their work is to terrorize people. But should they mess up with the people? Yeah, because
they protect people, they maintain law and order. The police are very good people.
A few of them. If to maintain law and order is to remove people from their houses, to abduct people, to kill people, then I don't want a situation whereby the police will maintain order. I need the contrary. But in this case, should even the IEBC mess with the by-elections, then it shall lower the people's trust, and that could lead us to, in fact, the way I said a litmus paper to chaos.
Now, Mr. Brian, you realize that there have been a lot of goons, especially in political rallies.
Exactly.
And why do you think that, can we Kenyans have a situation whereby we tolerate each other's point of view? Can we?
Totally no.
Why no? I mean, it is the only good thing to do. In terms of making sure that we don't get into political violence, we need to ensure that we are politically tolerable towards each other. And we can see from whatever has been happening, that is not the case. And that one, I don't think it's a good thing either, right? What about you, Mr. Moses?
Yes, I believe as a country we are supposed to promote political intolerance.
Yeah.
In this case...
Political tolerance?
Yes, political tolerance. The issue of goons is rampant in this country, and it must stop. And you know, what causes goons is this, whereby we the people, we have the problem. We need civic education. We need to understand if we have a candidate from the ODM party, the UDA, or even for Kenya, these are not enemies. Yeah, so that when they come give us money, that you go attack my opponent. We must remember after election, these people will go and handshake. After uniting together, it's we the people. Remember that your neighbor, you are now chasing and in fact beating mercilessly because of a politician, is the one who will stand with you when you don't have salt, when you don't have a flag.
And Mr. Brown, can you now, as we complete the show tonight, we have been speaking about a democracy and constitution at 15. What are some of probably your parting shots as we close the show tonight?
Yeah, thank you. For me, I can say we implement the constitution.
Yes.
Then to make Kenya to be in a good place.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. What about you, Mr. Moses?
Yes, thank you. My last word, and of course, the conclusion in this glorious topic will be this.
Yes.
And it shall be the words of Martin Luther King Jr. On 28th August 1963, Martin Luther stood at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial Center in the great United States of America and reminded the world opinion that for any country to develop,
yes,
we must have justice, opportunity, and chances for all. We must never divide our people on the basis of social classes.
Yeah.
We must never have a country whereby the rich will control everything by virtue of just having money. But we must fight for a kind of a system whereby everybody shall be treated equally. Everybody shall be respected in a manner whereby whether you have money or not, whether you are in the position of authority or not. It is our choice to glorify our rule of law. In this case, the basic foundation for a state is the Constitution, which form the primary laws of this land. We must make a choice to either promote ourselves and to promote Kenya to be a greater republic or slip away from that. The choice is ours.
Definitely, the choice is ours, and that is where we call it a quits tonight, and make sure, because this is a very interesting topic and it is going on, of course, even past this hour on our social media pages at GBS Television and of course at Emmanuel Oma, Facebook, Twitter or X, and Instagram. Make sure that you interact with us gently. And of course, this marks the end of the show tonight. Here with me was Mr. Moses Nyanduga, who is a student leader at JKUAT. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And Mr. Brian Nyabwanga, a student leader at Kenyatta University. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Until next week, same time. My name is Emmanuel Ouma. Good evening.
Thank you.